Hello, guys. This is my morning video, real quick. Some things I'm looking at. Lloyd asked me to do this, and we're actually running Zoom as well right now. So I'm going to go through some of the major indices, some things I'm looking at here, and then real quick look at the pre-market, what's going on in the pre-market here. Okay. So basically, I'm going to enlarge the Qs to begin with here. This is my VWAP on the orange line there. We are breaking above the VWAP. So basically what we got going on today's inventory, your value area is 70% of Friday's inventory. We are above that. So basically we're trading within about 15% of, in theory, 15% of Friday's inventory. And we are pushing out above that right here. Going into a possible another topping scenario right here on the Qs. That's what it's looking like here. This is our expected move area for today. So I put these on my charts, my expected possible moves here based off the close. So we've already moved quite a bit into that expected move. That would put us into this double top scenario here. The markets seem to not really care about all the possible new regulations on the whole COVID stuff. And I know here locally it's really bad with the IU Medical Center getting the Marines to come in and help alleviate some of the pressure against the staff. That was on the local news. So, um, really, things are pretty bad here. So basically, if we break out above that, then we probably see, is it that or not? Let me double check here. No, it's further out than that. So if we were to start breaking out the all-time highs here, your next target would be the 440 area. Okay, so we still got to get back to the all-time high area. So the 408 71, I'll put a trend line on that. I forgot to put that earlier. That is your all-time cash session high. I'll label it later. Okay, and then we come down here on our smaller time frame. This is our weekly webs. Okay, we're well above our weekly webs, so keep that in mind also. And so basically, you can see that we're like in a consolidation area. We're at the consolidation high. So we had these 3 weeks here. The Qs came right up into this area, got rejected. So I'm kind of thinking, we're gonna have a really tough time getting past the market maker move high for today, if we get that high. So just heads up on that. It looks like a significant, and here's what I like to target the very first time at the range that we found resistance. So this right here is really giving a pretty good indication that sellers came in. And if you go on your 1 hour pivots on that day, let me double check this here. Let her load up here. Okay, and so let me see here. Auto zoom. Go over here. That was the first time we had resistance. See that high 1 hour pivot right there? I'll just draw a line right on that. And that was our major resistance going forward into today's session. So let's go back on our 15-minute here. Yeah, come on down here. And that was at price level 2. I think I was right. Let me double check. Double check my reading there. Yeah. What was that? Yeah, price level 2. See that price level 2? See that double top right there? So that's acting as major resistance. Okay. And what's that telling us? And the expected move is right there. So today's expected move is going into that major resistance area. So heads up on that. That looks like to me what they're trying to do with price here on the Qs. Okay. Hey, we'll go to SPY real quick here. Enlarge it. Maximize sell. This here represents the all-time cash pivot high. Okay. And so keep that one on watch. Now our expected move for today would possibly take us all the way up to all-time 4x pivot high. So heads up on that. So you know, if we could actually be seeing the 475 area today on the SPY. Okay, so just definitely keep that on watch here. And then daily, assuming, you know, I'm giving you the upside scenario, assuming they don't just crap it out right out of the gate. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know with the markets. For the downside possibility, that would put us down here around the 467 area for an extreme downside move. Markets so far do not seem to be worried about much of anything this morning. Okay, and if I go on the daily time frame here, so basically we're right here trying to break out the new highs. You're expecting to move. I did not put it on here. But basically, you know, if you break out of this range, you have to assume that this now is your new pattern going forward here and down to low here. This is a breakout area, possible breakout area right here. And that would put you in a possibility for the next leg higher in the markets would take you all the way up to almost 500. 500 on the SPY. So keep that in mind. And ultimately, I could definitely see that's what the markets are trying to do into the earnings season. A big rally into 500, you know, get everybody on board to that even $500 number into earnings season. So definitely can make that case going forward, in my opinion. Okay. And we'll go down here on the IWM. Okay, and some things I'm looking at on that. And anybody using volume profile and all three of the major indices, I'm pretty sure all three of them, we got a virgin point of control that was not taken out there Friday. So basically, we went up, never did come back and build a base. So the big problem when you have these virgin point of controls, especially if they start building up on you, that you know it produces a you know the buyers are in control, and it produces a situation you don't know where the true support is in the market. So ideally, when every time we're going up, we want to be back testing that and building a new base and building a new base, building a new base. Well, right now we don't have a solid base off of Friday's price action. You know, so just keep that in mind. You know, any upside move here from a technical standpoint is not nearly as constructive as if we would have came down Friday, tagged that, and then went back up to the highs. Just so it's you kind of we're going higher, but on higher on slippery, on a much more slipperier slope than what I would ideally like to see on volume profile theory. Okay, so IWM, two things facing it. This morning we got a flattening yield curve. The front end of the curve is ticking up, and so it's doing so it's flattening out our financials are probably going to underperform today. And then also I was looking at I don't this is the wrong chart. 1 second here on the if I can find it. Give me a second here. Yeah, there it is. XLE this morning. This here is a problem child to me. If you go out on the 1 hour here, I think this is going to be a little bit of a problem child for us. This here is a major inflection point for the XLE. Okay, and change this over here. There you go. And so definitely keep this going into today's session. We've been in a downtrend. We're right on critical support here for the XLE. Typically, when we look below, it can get violent when you start getting below that trend line, and we're right on it this morning. So with everything going on with the COVID, and I'd be this is my big warning sign for today's session and IWM. So I'm still flat to lower on IWM today. So I do definitely want to float that idea based on my analysis, what I've seen so far this morning. And if the bearish thesis does play out, you have to also keep in mind on I don't have the quarterly pivots up here. IWM is trading below its quarterly pivot. So what's this one here? That's a weekly pivot. So got the quarterly on here? No. Yeah. But we're still below our quarterly pivot on IWM. And so definitely keep that in the back of your mind. And if you go into daily, you'll see what's going on here too. If we're going to have a correction in the market, IWM will lead. So we came off of a major support area here. We're coming up. Okay. So just definitely keep this as a warning sign that we might be coming back down into the monthly range today. So the break of the 220.30 area would put us back into December's auction, primary auction, value area auction. So that is a theory that I am going to keep out there, thinking that's going to happen in today's session. Okay, that's all. I'm 11 minutes on the trade. I try to keep them around 10 minutes here on my video. And one last thing I wanted to show real quick here, and that's the morning scan, pre-market scan here. Let me get her updated here. So far this morning, what we got going on here on my video. Okay, I'm just scanning the weeklies, 100,000 shares so far this morning. So on volume this morning, the Qs are very active this morning. As I said, makes sense because we're breaking above Friday's value. They're trying to decide whether or not to take prices higher earlier on this morning. But that's pretty significant volume there for the day after Christmas. So I definitely want to float that idea. 1.6 million here at 8 o'clock in the morning. That is some significant volume hitting it. The airlines are getting hit this morning because of the whole COVID scare and all the flight cancellations earlier on this morning. And so this is some of the stuff that's really hitting the tape this morning. Let's see so on the downside, the airlines, the Carnival, pretty much all the airlines are hitting, and then Chinese stocks, Baba, Lucid, all these Chinese stocks, Baba, because they actually also was announced that they are stopping flights from Shanghai to New York, probably end of this week. So they are going to be eliminating those flights for a while. And then on the bullish side, you got UNG, so your natural gas is running here. And see, that's your crypto chain, MAR. Tesla, it's up a little bit this morning. Ford's up a little bit this morning. NIO's up a little bit this morning. AMD's up a little bit this morning. Apple. Okay. So some of the main players here that are active this morning. Okay, so we're over 13 minutes. So thanks a lot. Like the video if you like it, and please, make comments below if you see stuff that I'm not seeing. Oh yeah, this is Boxing Day. One final thing. So that means that most of the English-based countries are off for Christmas holiday today. So like UK, Australia, and some other places are not. The markets are closed today. So that's should be even lighter volume for that. So that's what really shocks me to see 1.6 million shares on Qs already trading here. So heads up.